guys, this week, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how to take an old, beat up epoxy countertop and renew it with the new Ultimate Top Coat. Okay, so I've taken everything off the top and I've cleaned it with some alcohol. And the reason I did that before I started sanding is because whatever's on top of this chemical-wise or dirt or grease, if I start going straight over it with sandpaper, all I'm gonna do is take that and press it down into the surface. So I wanted to really clean it good before I started sanding. Now I'm going in first with an 80 grit, very aggressive, because I've got some places on my surface where we had a bucket break and epoxy leaked out. We didn't notice till the next day. And so we've got a bunch of highs and lows. So I'm gonna hit that first, and then I'll go over the rest of the piece with 220. So let's get started with 80. I've hit the high spots and the parts that really needed some extra attention with the 80 grit. Now, if you'll notice, I did not take my sink out. This was a very last minute project we decided to do. And all my plumbing is hooked up, and my husband is not a plumber and he does not want to unhook the sink. So we're just gonna go around it, which is gonna be absolutely fine, because when I go and put this Ultimate Top Coat, you're not gonna be able to see any kind of imperfections that are gonna be right next to the sink where I couldn't hit with my sander. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean my surface and we're gonna go back and hit it with a 220, and that way we're gonna be a little more, I guess, meticulous and kind of get every bit of the surface and not just the high points. Okay, so now I've switched to an actual sanding net. I really like these, especially if you're gonna do some wet sanding. It really helps for your pad not to get so clogged, and it cuts down a little bit on the dust because I'm adding a little bit of water. Not a lot, just a little bit. All right, here we go. This is a fine mist sprayer. I got it it's on Amazon, and did I get you? Sorry. It's very fine mist, and it's actually for hairdressers. I love this. What I really like about these pads is when they get full of material, you can take them, you can rinse them out, and then you're ready to go again. Okay, I'm gonna clean it all off, look at my surface, make sure I've gotten all of the imperfections out, and then I'm gonna address my edges. If you noticed, I did not use my power sander on my edges. It is so easy to burn through your edges, and I've learned the hard way. No matter how good I always think I am, you have to be very careful when doing your edges. So I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna do my edges by hand. So as I'm cleaning this off, I'm not quite so worried about it. I'm just wanting to get all the dust off first. Then I'll come back and clean it up with a drier rag. Guys, this is a great way to take some old countertops that you did years ago and you want to refresh them. Those of you that are out there doing this for a business, this is a great way to get back into your customer's home and apply this top coat. We are swamped right now doing just this. We've called up customers that we've done in the past and really told them about this new top coat and how durable and scratch resistant it is. And I'm just charging a per foot charge to go in and apply this, or apply it for the first time to countertops that have been in their homes for quite a while. So now I'm going to address my edges. So when I do my edges, I just take the round sanding disc and I'll just use it in my hand and I'll come and just address. Now, if I have any really hard spots, maybe that has some spray paint or something on there, I may have to get a little more aggressive with it. But you just want to be very careful that you don't burn through that edge, especially right here on the actual bend. That's where your epoxy is its very thinnest. So I want to be very careful with that. Also, that ultimate top coat is very forgiving. If you've got a few maybe little waves or something in there, or you maybe don't hit it quite good enough with your sanding disc, when you put that ultimate top coat on there, you'll never see those. Okay, so since I'm not taking the sink off and I have this pegboard, I'm gonna just take my sander pad and I'm gonna hand scuff the pieces of the countertop that I can't touch with a sander and just scuff it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this up, get it really dust free, and then we'll apply our ultimate top coat. Okay, so I've cleaned it pretty well with water. I want to really make sure this is a nice, smooth, not gritty finish, or, you know, cleaned up. So now I'm going to go over it with alcohol, just kind of an extra touch. Okay, I want to bring this up just a little bit from the matte shine that the 220 gives me. So I'm going to hit it with the 320 really quick and see if I like that sheen. Okay, so this process that I'm doing, going from a very low grit to a very high grit, is actually a way that you can buff your countertops if you have an original finish, a high gloss finish that maybe has gotten some scratches, or now you just want to have a matte finish. You can do this process and start at a 220, go all the way up to, say, a 600, and then finish it with some Aberlon pads. I have a video that shows you how to do that. Now, what I like about the new matte top coat, the ultimate top coat, is now I don't have to do all of these steps to get the same look that I want. That's one thing I really like. Now, this countertop was in really bad shape. Like I said, that's the only reason I'm sanding it this much. If this were a regular countertop that I had just poured, that had a high gloss finish, an original finish, all I would have to do is scuff it and do the ultimate top coat. Like I said, the reason I've gone the extra step is because these were in really bad shape. All right, so now we're ready for the ultimate top coat. Okay, so now it's time for the ultimate top coat. It's a 2-to-1 mixture, and there is a small window of working time, so you don't have a lot of open time with this product. So I'm making sure before I start mixing that I'm getting everything together so that when I mix, I've got everything ready to go. I'm starting off with these 6-inch premium white woven weenie rollers, and I'm gonna de-shed them. I'm gonna have one for my wet rolling, where I'm actually gonna be putting the product on the surface, and then I'm gonna have another one where I'm actually kind of taking it off and feathering it out and taking out any lap lines that I'm gonna have. So let's go ahead and de-shed these. I just get regular blue tape. You can wrap them around your hand. You can do however you want. I like to do it like this. You can also use the 1/4-inch nap micro fiber rollers. Those are also really good. Now let's go ahead and mix up some product. Okay, so I'm prepared with both of my rollers, my wet roller and my dry roller. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna take our material that I've put into the pan, and I'm really gonna load up my wet roller because I wanna make sure there's plenty of product on that roller when I get ready to put it on the surface. So I'm going to come in. Now, I want to work from left to right. I don't want to start in the middle and go left and then backtrack over what I've already done and then come to the right. So I'm going to put plenty of product on my table. Lay it out. Not really worried about the lap lines right now because I'm going to come and take the product off. Now you're not going to want to do any more than what I'm doing at one time, especially if you have not worked with this product very much. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my roller. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. Now, I'm going to come back very lightly with my wet roller. I'm not too worried about the material that I get on my sink because I'll be able to come back with a little bit of alcohol on a paper towel and clean that up. Now what I'm doing is now I'm actually taking this product off the surface with my dry roller. I'm just leveling out right now, making sure I've got full coverage, trying to go the entire length as much as I can. All right, so now I'm going to come in that I'm taking it off. Now I'm going to be very, very gentle and I'm going to back roll it very lightly. I'm not putting much at all pressure. Now you are going to see lap lines while the product is wet. So don't try to take all of these lap lines out while it's wet and then see something and go, oh, I've got to try to get it out. I'm barely applying any pressure at all. Now let me tell you what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to start here like that and roll, because now you're going to have a line right here. I want you to go all the way, start, and come all the way out very lightly. All right, like I said, I see a lap line right here, but it's because the product is still wet. As soon as that product dries, you're not going to see those lap lines. So guys, you can see that this was a last minute project we decided to do. And I obviously didn't move everything out of the way. So just imagine if you took the time to really prep your area, what a great job you could do. Okay, so we're finished with this product, but I have quite a bit of product left. I knew I probably would. So I've got some sample boards over here, and I'm gonna make sure I can get those sample boards done and not waste my product. Okay, so in less than an hour, I took a literally beat up old epoxy countertop that had just all kind of stuff all over the surface, highs, lows, scratches, old paint that had dried, sanded it, covered it with the ultimate top coat. I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and tomorrow I'll be able to start using it just like before. This product, guys, is a game changer. I absolutely love it. And like I said earlier in the video, I can go over countertops that I poured months ago that don't even need to be buffed, scuff it a little bit, go over it with the ultimate top coat, and boom, you've got a really durable, high scratch resistant countertop. So I hope you like this video. Give me thumbs up, hit the bell for future notifications, and let me know maybe what you have to do, maybe a project that you want to do the ultimate top coat on. So once again, guys, remember, don't be scared. Move forward and be creative.